Colts training camp is underway, and on Friday, Assistant General Manager Ed Dobbs and Chief Personnel Executive Morocco Brown both spoke to the media. When asked what they are both looking at during camp at this point, Brown said, quote, "Right now we're studying movement. Like our job, that's really what it is, studying how guys move. Right now they just have helmets on. Once we start hitting, then it's a different ball game. Then some of the guys that flash will disappear, and some of the guys you didn't see athletically will pop up on the scene." Then when asked if Brown has seen this happen before, he said, quote, "Every year there's a guy that you wouldn't even want on the team that's going to start making plays, and you have to consider them. I think the difference that separates it is when you put the pads on and contact comes into it, because it's like NASCAR on cleats. It's full speed and everybody may not perform the same way when it's not just contact, but collisions on the field." When asked what these guys have learned in the general manager interviews the past few years, Dobbs said, quote, "I think you probably learned just from preparing for it. You get a sense for how many people may build differently or do things differently, but just from an interview process, I don't think you're there long enough to really figure out how they do things. I mean, maybe if you get deeper into it, you're digging a lot behind the scenes, maybe. But I think just going through the exercise preparing for it, you learn a lot about how different organizations do things, at least from the outside." Brown added that, quote, "When you reflect and look back at the interview process, you learn more about yourself because you get feedback. You hear how it went, their thoughts. Then there are some things that you always want to sharpen. What do I really want to do if I'm in this role? How would I approach this, approach that?" They really want to get to know who you are as a person. They don't know you. So more importantly than anything, what kind of person, your background, how did you get to where you are? If you're going to spend 365 with somebody, you want to get to know who they are first. I don't think anybody would be in the interview cycle if they weren't good at what they do. It just lets you know you have your chops in scouting or whatever, but it's about the fit. And when it's the right time, if it happens, it happens. After Saturday night's practice for NFL Network's Back Together Saturday, the Colts will return to camp on Tuesday, August 2nd for a practice that will start at noon. I'm Kim Becker. This is Horseshoe Huddle. Make sure that you stay tuned for all of your Indianapolis Colts news and updates.